Hello YouTubers! It's me again, Genghis Slender, and I welcome you to the Genghis Slender Show. And today we're going to be... I'm just making sure the lighting is alright. Hold on, give me one moment. Better. That way you guys can see. So today we're gonna be continuing making the custom medieval gauntlet. But there's one thing I have to explain. So from last episode, you noticed I had to make a little adjustment because it was too tight. So I'll explain to you what I did. So what I did here is that I basically took a piece to extend the width of the whole gauntlet itself. And then I just glued it from side to side. That way it would fit my arm more smoothly and it wouldn't be such a hassle. As you can see here, it fits just fine, but I had to extend it just slightly. So if you guys had the same problem, you can just follow my example here and just cut off a lengthy piece and just glue it in. And just to extend it a little bit. That way it can fit your arm. But today is the exciting part because we're going to be working on the gauntlet. So, yeah. Oh yes, but first we have to do this part. Where we left off, inserting this piece into here. So the first thing, we're going to jump right into this. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to grab your glue, and from where I left off, you guys are going to take this, so you're going to put some glue right on here, and then you're going to take it, and all you're going to do is put it right in there. And you're just going to hold it, because there's no really way to clamp it in this way. I mean, even with my biggest clamp, it wouldn't even reach. So, just hold it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But go ahead and just hold it there on the inside and then wait for it to glue. So we're going to do that. And just when you get it firm enough, just leave it to dry. And we'll move on right on to the next step, making the gauntlet. So for this step, you're going to look through the scraps that you have from your Staples box. And you're going to go ahead and grab the largest piece that you have. Because what we're going to do here is we're going to basically outline our hand outline our hand on this cardboard. But on this side, because you want all the print on the inside, and this on the outside. So we're going to outline our hand, like as if we were making a glove. I mean, that's basically what we're doing, but it's going to be like a really good looking glove. So make sure you trace the hand that you're wearing the gauntlet on. Now, this gauntlet actually fits for both sides, but it's still dominant to the one that you chose. So, you know, you could switch it now if you wanted, but it wouldn't quite look that well if it was on the other side. So, but for whatever side you chose the gauntlet to be on is whatever hand, you know, you're going to trace here. So, I'm a righty, so my tracing's not going to be that great here, but that doesn't really matter, because you just need a basic outline of where your hand is. Alright, that way we have the length. It's basically what it's for. It's for the length of your fingers. That way when you have the claws, it won't be too short or too long. It'll be just right. That way it's comfortable and it looks awesome at the same time. So, there we go. So this is a basic outline of my hand. And yeah, we're gonna use this measurement to build our gauntlet piece on top. So what we're going to do here, this is going to be basically our measurement. So what are we going to do? What we are going to do is that we're going to cut it out using your crafting blade. It's easier in my opinion, but you can use whatever you think is best. And it doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be a basic measurement, because remember, these claw pieces are going to fit around your finger. So, you know, you're going to want to cut this out, so that way you can actually test it. And plus, this will act like a basic outline for your gauntlet. So, just go ahead and cut it out. So I cut the hand out. Now I did accidentally cut through the finger here, but that's alright. Like I said, this is only just going to be for a measurement type thing. So that way you can have our gauntlet piece. Mostly this piece is going to be used for your covering the palm, the top palm of your hand. The armor piece. It's going to be strapped around on your palm. So we're going to leave this piece over here. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to make the spiked claws part of each finger piece. Alright? So, I'll explain that. So making the spiked finger pieces, what you're going to do is that you're just going to make, so you're going to put your finger down. It doesn't matter which finger, but I would use your index finger, but what I meant by it doesn't matter like which side, it just needs an index finger there. And go ahead and make a triangle around it, so like do an outline. And I'll show you in just a sec up on the camera what I mean. You're going to want to make a triangle that goes over your whole finger here. So, like so. It's just a rough sketch, but as you can see here, I put my finger and I did a triangle outline of around my finger. That's going to be the claw piece. It's going to bend right over. So what you're going to do now is that you're just going to cut it out, and then you're going to make several copies of this one triangle. Now for each finger, we'll start with doing 3, because 3 of them are going to be glued together, which are going to be attached from your knuckle, from your first knuckle to the second knuckle, or these between here on your finger. So what you're going to do now is you're going to, after drawing out that outline triangle, you're going to cut it out and make 3 more. One an extra just in case, because these smaller details can get quite frustrating. Trust me. So go ahead and do that. now what you're going to do, after cutting out all 3 triangle pieces, you're going to want to match it up, because what's going to happen, they're going to overlay each other. They're going to overlay each other in, well, the most popular way, from the furthest, and the ending should be the closest to the ground, or closest further down, layered wise. As you see here, it goes down. You can do it any other style you like. You can even layer it this way, whichever claw style you're looking for, but I'm going for the typical layered style here. And it's gonna go from, like I said, from this knuckle to that knuckle, right there. All right, and I'll show you how to make it curvy and everything. So, the first step you're going to do to making your first knuckle claw here is that you're just gonna fold it. You're just gonna fold it, and remember, make sure you're always cutting your cardboard the long ways. That way the folding process comes out smoother and easier. Never want to fold it horizontally. So all you're gonna do is just fold it out. So go ahead and fold out 3 of them, making sure all the ink and design from the box is on the inside and not on the outside. So go ahead and do that. Now after folding all 3, now you can see how it starts to shape, as so. We're gonna actually glue all 3 of these right onto each other as so. So just make sure, as you can see, it's starting to form its gauntlet spiked look. So we're gonna glue 1, 2, 3 right onto each other like so. Now we're just going to follow that same process for the other knuckles. So go ahead and do so. Now after doing the 3 first, for the last knuckle here, your pinky finger, you're only going to want to do 2 because obviously it's much shorter than the other 3. So you wouldn't want to do 3 because it would be kind of overbearing and it would get in the way. So you're only going to want to do 2 on the pinky. So go ahead and follow that process, but remember, only 2 this time. So after finishing this process, oh shoot, we gotta do the thumb. Yeah, we gotta do the thumb too. We wouldn't want to leave the thumb overbearing. So for the thumb, just follow the same process. We're gonna need a 3-layered one for this one. So go ahead and follow that process one more time. Now, after you have done all your fingers with the hand that you chose, let them dry. Remember, 15 minutes before permanently taking them off. But with these little details, they have a tendency to dry faster, so it's pretty safe to start with the first two now. So just remember where your first two are. And if you don't remember where your first two are and you got them all jumbled up, then just wait 15 minutes. And it'll be set. So either way, and you'll be safe. But anyway, I know this is my first one. So let me show you guys up on the camera now. So what we've created, whoa, I hit my camera stand. Whoa, sorry. As you can see here, we have the first knuckle piece. It'll go on, it'll be more like so. It'll be on your finger. Alright, and then we'll do the other piece where it's going to be one there and then one on the end. This is going to be the main layered piece, and it's going to be there. And it's going to be connected to the palm piece, which we'll get to. So this is what your cutout hand piece is for. You're going to place this right on there. You're not going to glue it or anything, it's just for measurement. So you're just going to place it right there. Like so. That way we can keep track of where we are. You always want to keep track. Plus this will shape out where your armor piece is going to be. Because you're going to have to trace a line around depending on the fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of these off. Well, not all of them, but the first ones. The ones that I know that are safe to use. Alright. Here's the two. Oh yeah, that's weird. Brain fart. And switch them around if you'd like. To see which one fits best on which hand. Just get it all adjusted in what you like now, because after this step, shape your top hand part. Alrighty. So you're gonna aim it in. Now what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your pen. So after, I can't really shoot it because it'll fall off. But on your example, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but you're gonna want to have it all lined up the way you want. That way you can see how it's gonna look like on your fingers. So after doing so, after you're satisfied with what it looks like, then you go ahead and trace along the edges of each one. That way you can get a shape for what your top hand piece will be. So after drawing that out, you can take these off now. And just leave them in the same pattern so that way you know which goes where. And all you're going to do now is just cut out what you traced. So I'll show you what I did. So I had the edges of my fingers were over my knuckles, and it came around here behind the knuckles. As you can see, behind the knuckles. So, in here too. So I'm going to cut this shape out here that I have. And then we will start working with that. So go ahead and cut out what you drew. Now for the thumb piece. We're going to turn this into a layered spiked piece like the fingers. Now as you may notice, there's an extra piece here to the thumb. Now the reason why I kept that was because I wanted to see just how far I could get it to connect to the finger piece. In this case, it's not going to work quite well unless I do a 2-layered version. Now here's the difference. If you want to do a 3-layered version, you're going to have to sacrifice the extra piece here and do 1, 2, and 3. But if you want to do a 2-layered version, you can keep this piece and do right across here and do spike and spike. So I'm going to be doing the 2-layered version, and I'll show you how to do that. So what you're going to do, I'm doing the 2-layered version. I'm just going to make an estimate where before it goes out, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. And I'm going to cut it right off. And then after you cut it right off, you're going to go ahead and fold it down. Alright? So go ahead and do those steps. Hello everyone. If you'd like to chat, I can see your chats live on the separate tablet piece here. So I can answer your questions or see your crazy comments. Now as you can see, this is what I was speaking of. It matches quite well, and if you did a 3, it wouldn't quite match that well. If you are okay with that, go ahead and do it. But I'm doing it this way. So, and I was speaking of doing a spike, so this is totally up to you. Although it will show some of your skin. So, if you want to do it this way. But for right here, I'm going to be doing a flat on. This is why I drew the line. I'm going to be doing a flat on version here. And I'm going to have the fingers connect right to it. And that way your fingers would be connected. Now, if you wanted to do a spike version, you would have to cut out a longer piece of cardboard draw the spike and have this measurement with it as well. But I'm going to be doing the flat version. So now what you're going to do is that now you're going to take your finger pieces and you're going to connect them right to there. But first, we should probably connect these two pieces. I almost forgot, but I didn't. So you're going to do that. And make sure I had mine upside down. Make sure you have it the way you drew it. All you're going to do is just layer it. So go ahead and do that. Now what you're going to do is that the leftover finger pieces you can use for your connections here. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can tie them or you can glue them. Now I prefer to glue them because tying them you'll see the string and everything, and I've been down that road before and it actually looks better without tying. So I'm going to glue them. Now, using the finger piece, doesn't matter which finger piece you use. Fingers. You're just going to cut one in half, long ways. And you're going to cut it in half horizontally after you cut it long ways. After doing so, you're going to do what we were doing before with connecting the bracer. You're just going to fold it in half and make sure all the ink or whatever regular designs from the cardboard itself is on the inside, not on the outside. So, and you might as well take the other one and fold it. And you're just going to do the same process, and you're going to connect the fingers right to where they go, wherever you have them lined up. That's why I placed them and then marked the line. That way there wouldn't be too short or too long type of issue. It'd be just around, just right. So go ahead and do that process. So now you're going to let this section dry before moving on, because obviously there's a space limit of what you can do, because we're working with something so detailed and small. So yeah, you have to wait for it to dry just enough to where you can move on to the next section. But I also want to hear from you guys. What do you guys want to see me make? Just out of cardboard. Or anything really, but what ideas do you guys have? What do you guys want to see me do on this channel? Because I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think or what you guys want to see. Also, I've also put together more script for the Jackal Extra. In fact, the short film about the Jackal, how he became the Jackal, will actually be produced, will start being produced after the next episode. Because the next episode, as I explained from the last live stream, is going to be finale of the first season, or the cliffhanger of the first season, whatever. And then we're going to be producing the Jackal story and how he became to be Jackal and how he got to be what he is. So, which is going to be pretty exciting. Hopefully we can get the equipment in and everything, but, it's a process. I just wanted to let you guys know what that's on the plan. There we go. Alright, so as we can see here, we got the first two fingers down. This bottle here was, I don't know if you guys saw, was shooting out, and it's too much amount of glue. So I had to switch over because that one was getting empty. But as you can see here, they're lining up pretty well. And now what you're going to do is we're going to do the other fingers. But to make them connect, we're going to have some type of, what I like to use hair ties, the elastic ones. And what you're going to do is that you're actually going to have them be connected on the bottom, and then it's going to wrap around your finger. That way when you move your thumb or your finger here, it's going to follow like it should. So I got some glue in my hand. Make sure you wait for that to dry, but otherwise you'll get glue on your hand. So now what you're going to do is that you're just going to continue this process as connecting them to the hand. So just continue doing that process until you have all of the first finger pieces connected. And don't worry if they overlap each other and such, because remember, they're not fully bent over yet because they haven't been connected with the string or, what's going to hold it to your finger. So you got to remember that as well. They're going to be fat right now, but they'll be slimmed out as soon as we get to that point. So just continue doing what you're doing and move on to the next step. Alright, so a little bit of information here. This Gorilla Glue right here sucks. This one is better. It's too bad I ran out on this one. I'll have to get more. But this one takes a lot longer for it to dry. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to be doing 2 streams today because I meant to get you through the first hand section today. But because of it being taken so long, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to finish up the hand part. I mean, not all of it. I'm going to catch up to where I said, where we have all the first pieces put together. And I'll re-live stream later on today, continuing from that point on. And I'll show you what happens next. So basically, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the rest of these finger pieces and connect them to the hand of where your fingers are. After that being done, I'm going to then move on and do the same process for the other finger piece, as you can, imagine. Now, I'm going to tell you right now what is going to happen, because I'll explain it again when I live stream, but I'll explain it now. What you're going to do is that you're only going to cut out one triangle. So, for the other finger pieces, you're going to only cut out one triangle for the middle section and your section here. This would be 1 and 1. And you're going to do that for all the fingers, except for the thumb. Because the thumb piece goes to like here, and then you just connect there. If you guys can understand that. But I'll show you once I open the live stream up again for the second time today. Because of the glue being different and being much longer and, to dry, I wouldn't want to have you guys waste your time just watching me sit here and not do anything productive. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to stop the live stream, and then I'll re-live stream later on today when I have things set. So I'm going to, what the hell is that? That is pretty weird. Anyway, so as of now, just for now, Genghis Leonard out. And if you like the content, or if you enjoy what I do, why not leave a like, comment, or even subscribe to the channel? I would really like to hear from what you guys think, even the criticism. If you have something that you don't like that I'm doing, go ahead and put it down in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do to improve. And on the next time, we'll continue the Gauntlet.